Hello, folks. Sorry, we were experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're just going to give it a minute for everyone to be able to sign in. But welcome, and we're so excited you are here. And we'll get started just in a couple of minutes once everyone gets in. All right, it looks like folks are popping in now. Sorry, everyone, for starting a little late. We had some technical issues on our end, but thanks so much for sticking around. I am just going to continue to admit people in as folks are showing up, which is awesome. It looks like we have about 27 folks on the line with us, so thank you. First and foremost, my name is Asia O'Connor, and I am the first year experience and transition officer here at Georgian. And that's okay if that title means nothing to you. I am just here and excited to be a part of the Mix and Mingle tonight. For those of you who maybe had a chance to join with us on Monday, thanks so much for joining back with us today. I hope you are enjoying your experience in the Changemaker and Residency Week and you're learning lots. I know it's a busy schedule, so thanks so much for spending the time for the next maybe 50 minutes with us. I know it's probably been a long day. But hopefully this session is just an opportunity for you to wind down and to connect and to share and all of that. So this is really meant to be an informal experience. It'll be student-led, which is wonderful. So in a minute or so, I'm going to have our amazing student leaders introduce themselves, who's going to help facilitate this session. But really, this is an opportunity to connect with each other. So if you're comfortable, we encourage you to turn your cameras on. It's really nice to be able to engage and to see your lovely faces. And we will go through a couple of icebreakers, and then we'll go into probably some breakout groups we have about 30 people on right now. And just an opportunity to connect. So I encourage you, I know it's the end of the day, to unmute and to connect with us and to share your thoughts. And just thanks so much for joining us. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our panelists to start to introduce themselves, and I will share my screen. Just as a quick note, we are going to be using Mentimeter. I'm not sure if folks are familiar with that or not, but once I share my screen, it'll give you instructions to go to a specific website and type in a code. So as the panelists are introducing themselves, feel free to maybe open it up on your phone or on a second screen. And we just have a couple of questions. Okay, so over to our panelists. I see Sarah first. Sarah, do you want to start off?
Sure. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This group is so quiet compared to Monday. When Monday's group logged in, the chat was going crazy and people had their mics on and I could hear their families in the background. So feel free, like Asia was saying, put your camera on, put your mic on, nobody here will bite. This is a judgment-free zone. My name is Sarah Long. I am the VP of Student Sustainability with the Georgian College Barrie campus. And I will be saying hi to everyone in the chat sort of as you pipe up. And I really look forward to talking with you all today.
All right, next up, I see Alex. Alex, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. Sorry, I don't have a nifty background like everybody else. I tried, and as you can see, only my ceiling here is registering the background. So it was trying to do my hair and my shirt before because it asked me to pick a color, and I don't know, it wasn't working. But either way, I'm Alexandra. You can call me Alex. I'm one of the peer mentors at the Georgian College. So I work with students, a larger group of students, just kind of guiding them through their first year, first semester experience, trying to help them as best as I can, reach out to resources and whatnot. And yeah, so that's my role. I'm wearing my peer mentor shirt, but you can barely see it.
Awesome. I'm trying to scroll through all of who are our next panelists. I think, do we have Simranjot on the line with us yet? Okay, I don't see Simranjot yet. Do we have Julie on the line with us yet. Julie might still be logging in too. I can send her a quick message. Okay, there's still a couple of folks logging in, so that's okay. Once those two are able to join on, we will circle back to have them introduce themselves as well. So while we're waiting for them to hop online, I muted myself. Can everyone see my screen for the Mentimeter? Sarah, Alex, give me a heads up if you can see the Mentimeter.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thank you. I can't see any faces right now. Awesome. So I will give it maybe another 30 seconds. If folks don't know how to use this, you can just open up a browser and type in www.menti.com, and then it's going to ask you for a code. And the code is right up there. So 241773. So go ahead and type that in, and then you should start to see our screen. This will kind of help guide some of the questions. And maybe Sarah and Alex, since you two are the ones on the line, we're waiting for the other two to join. You two feel comfortable managing this stuff, and I'll jump in whenever.
Absolutely. Also, I think that's hilarious that your background didn't work, because I have had so many technical issues this semester. It's magic. It's really magic.
It's funny because the other backgrounds work just fine, but this one, it's asking me to pick a color. So like I picked like my normal wall color, but I guess my skin tone's close to that. So it was like my walls and my face was gone. And then I picked the green and my shirt and my hair was gone. So I was just like, we're just gonna do this little piece up here, you know, rep the green at least, the green and blue.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's basically Wednesday in a nutshell.
Alrighty, so I see some folks are already jumping on the Mentimeter, which is awesome. So if you can really identify which category are you a student? Are you staff or faculty or community member? Because I know we have lots of different representation throughout the week. And if you are a student, but not a Georgian student, please let us know in the chat box. If you're from another institution, we'd love to know and ensure that you know, we're connecting with you and hearing your thoughts from other institutions' perspectives as well.
And while everyone's sort of filling that out, if you don't mind me putting a shameless plug for a GCSA, if you are a GCSA student or faculty, and if you are on campus, tomorrow we're doing free beverage, hot beverage, so coffee, tea, or hot chocolate for faculty and students. And then if you're a student, you can also get a little package that has a cookie and a muffin in it, I believe. And if you're not on campus and you want to come to campus on Thursday, you're welcome to do that too. You just have to order through the last class. I believe it's the last and first class app, or you can call the last class, just Google the number and put your order in for pickup. And I hope to see everyone there. Oh, we've had one staff and faculty pipe up. That's more than we had last time. So that's very exciting. We won't oust you, but we will know. No, we won't know. But that's
you don't have to oust me. I'm loud and proud.
Adam, and you're flying through space.
I'm in the Millennium Falcon, of course.
All right, yeah, fair.
I wanted to
How's
see
Movember going for you? Who's your friend?
Oh, I have this year round. This isn't Movember. This is just regular face hair, Adam.
We had Owen on the line on an earlier meeting, and yeah. Some people can really do the mustaches.
Yeah, no, I donate the money, but I just kind of maintain the same level of facial hair. The odd time I've grown it longer, but yeah, it's not worth it.
Me too. I think it's more about the money than it is really about the facial hair. So.
Totally.
So Adam, I'm sure many folks probably totally know who you are, but do you want to give a quick introduction while you're on for students?
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. My name is Adam, and I'm the community animator for the Center for Change Making and Social Innovation. And yes, that is a real thing. So CCSI, I help deliver and develop and roll out programming and messaging surrounding the idea of change making at Georgian, as well as kind of do some of the tech self-proclaimed digital wizard backend stuff where we're help develop all these kind of cool tools and push social media. And yeah, just have fun in this crazy new virtual space that we're in. So that's and I come from a graphic design background, so I bring those skill sets to the table as well. So we got a unique mixture of stuff going on. But yeah, that's what I get to do.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Okay, so I see that there's about 24 responses and we have about 34 folks on the line. So it's okay if you're not super passionate to join in, but if you want to try it out, we encourage you to join as we have a couple of more questions. This is a really flashy screen. I apologize. It didn't look this bright when I was creating it. But if you could be a color, which color would you be and why? So not just the color, why would you choose it? Let us know. And then I'll turn it over to Alex and Sarah to put some fun spins on it.
And it doesn't have to be just the colors on the screen. It can be any variations of this. And I know some people really like to differentiate between colors and shades. So if there is a shade that you prefer over a color, please feel free to put that in. And I'm going to ask Alex, what color would you be?
I mean, I don't know if this is an easy one or a hard one, but I mean, green. It's my favorite. I dye my hair green quite often. Everything I wear is themed green. There is variations of blue, but generally only because the hair dye that I buy doesn't come out as top quality sometimes. So my hair turns blue instead of green, but that's my favorite color.
I'm really enjoying on the Mentimeter how some people are really breaking it down. Like we have a hazel green. I'm not sure if I would know what a hazel green is, but I really appreciate the fact that you're putting that in. Nature green, that's probably one of my favorites. I really like that sort of grass kind of natural green color. What else do we have? Blue. Oh, what does that say? Blue, because there are many levels that you can express your mood, like light. Blue is happy, dark blue for feeling blue. Yep. Yeah, it speaks for itself. Yep, green is soothing and I like nature. I would agree with that. Purple suits you. I feel like I know a few purple people in my life. Yep. Yellow because it pops more. Occasionally I go through sort of like really being a yellow person. You know? What else do we have?
I've tried that, but it brings out the green undertones.
Yes.
And then I look very sick.
At least you're honest about it. That's okay. Who else do we have on the line? Is there anybody that wants to turn their mic on and say which color they would be? Who do we have? Oh, there's someone called iPhone. Mixed. Oh, we already read that one. Yep. Green, light blue, more purple. The color of Donatello. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yep. Favorite color is blue. Have there been any reds? Just out of curiosity. Black, white, symbol of calmness. Yeah, black, blue, green. No reds? I feel like when we talk about red as a person, you automatically assume that it's angry. But I don't think that has to be the case. I think you could be a nice red person. Ooh, electric green.
Yeah, that one may have been me.
Orange and navy blue. I feel like those would go together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Red is for Christmas. It reminds for Christmas and the fall season.
Yes. May I ask who's speaking?
I'm Rav Rupkar
Hi.
from CSTN. Hi. How are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for putting your mic on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. So red could be Christmas too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Also,
Or
like
red for love.
Red for love. Yes.
Anyone
See, it
else
doesn't.
know?
We don't have to associate with angry.
Okay, so this next page, and feel free for those of you who maybe weren't able to get onto the Mentimeter, I also have the chat open. So if that's a more comfortable mechanism to communicate with us, or you want to unmute yourself, please feel free to do so. Again, this is just meant to be a very open and safe space to connect. Oh, great. I see people commenting already. So how are you feeling today? And it's okay to be honest. This is all anonymous, so we don't know who's answering. But are you excited to be here, committed to participating in this experience? And I look forward to meeting fellow peers. And it's okay if people are like, you know what, I'm a bit zoomed out right now and I just want to listen. But if for those of you who are really excited to connect and to chat and to share your thoughts, we welcome those as well.
I also encourage you to turn on your camera and your mic for when you're in class, because I know that it's funny. I have some classes where everyone feels really comfortable doing that. You get the one person who does it, and then people start to chime in. Adam, you've been in class with me when it's just, you know, the teacher is the only one there, or maybe it's like one student comes up and nobody else joins on. But it really makes a difference in your learning experience and how engaged you are. So don't be afraid to do that. It's okay to be the only person with your camera on in the meeting. Oh, so Asia, are these numbers working? Because we were all at 5 and now we've gone down. Is that the average?
Yeah, so this is the average that we see, but when I hover over here, you can kind of see the range. So most folks are up on the higher end, which is great. I'm glad you're excited to be here. Are committed to participating. Most folks are on here. There might have been a couple who felt like no, and that's totally okay as well. And then looking forward to meeting fellow peers. So that's a bit more on the higher end as well. But yeah, it gives you the average, which is fun. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one here as I have a fruit fly. And I can't remember if it's Sarah or Alex who's maybe taking over this side, but I'll go ahead and get all of the things up.
So yeah, regarding like what we're going to talk about here. So the virtual environment's very, very hard to navigate through. And, you know, Jordan has put through a whole bunch of things in place to help you navigate the online environment, especially regarding your learning. But you don't have to be, you know, savvy with networking just for learning. You can use it in all aspects of things. Like I know I connect with my family on Zoom for Secret Santas and for upcoming holidays is what we're planning. So during this time, you know, the best way to some of the things that you can utilize to make your networking experience better in the virtual environment is just being authentic, being yourself. Like they were saying before, you know, turn on your camera, be engaged in class. I know I show up to class with a bowl of mac and cheese half the time and my teacher's watching me eat and she'll laugh and say, oh, you're having lunch with me. And it's just kind of how it goes. And at the end of the day, I'd rather have that face-to-face interaction with my teacher because that's almost something that I'm craving right now too, doing so much online learning. I'm like, I don't care if it's through a screen as long as we're face-to-face. And then, yeah, to elaborate the next point, turn on your camera. It seems hard at first because you're not used to showing your face, but you tend to get really comfortable with yourself really fast the more you go on camera and interact with other people. And it helps you build that relationship with your classmates and stuff like that as well, because they can put a face to the name. And for me, I'm in a nursing program. So when I go to labs, I can put 2 and 2 together and be like, oh, you're in this class with me if I've seen their face. I'm not very great at names, but I also know a lot of people have themselves set to guest or by a nickname on the computer. And if they don't show their face, I don't know who they are. You know, be productive in your learning, participate in events like this, but also just learning opportunities in family events. You know, if you see like a Georgian college event or, you know, just a college event or university event where you are, you know, try and engage to the best of your ability. Most of them are free. You don't have to pay anything to get in. And it's just, I mean, like I know our online bingo is a great one. You can win money and stuff like that. And you know, they give you those incentives, but, you know, it's a fun time to be with people and connect with people and kind of meet people who are of similar interest to you as well. And yeah, so if there's, you know, someone that you clicked with in this kind of meeting and you think that things could, you know, develop into a friendship, or if you have more questions from people like me or Asia or Sarah, you know, feel free to reach out and connect with us at a later date if you have any questions or anything regarding what we do. You know, it doesn't just have to be about the change making program. You can ask us questions about peer mentors or the GCSA. just kind of anything like that, right? But yeah, other than that, for networking details, the last big point that I kind of had to get over is open yourself up to many platforms as well. I was strictly the type of person that didn't want to use Zoom. I didn't want to use all of these new ones. I got used to WebEx and Microsoft Teams, and that was really it. But since then, I have opened up to Zoom and apps like WhatsApp as well. I just downloaded it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and people call me crazy when they hear that because they've had it for years. And I just, settled with Facebook, but now I have another way to connect with my colleagues and peers through multiple platforms, as long as you're open to the technology and going through their little tutorials of how to use it when they go through it.
And Alex, I have a question for you with WhatsApp. How do you find groups on it? Because I'm not, I have it downloaded on my phone for a class that we did last semester when we went online, or I guess it would have been in the spring we went online, and everyone just used their phone numbers. But how do you find a group?
So I'm not very savvy when it comes to WhatsApp. Like I said, I only downloaded it 2 weeks ago. So I'm only in one group. I was added via my phone number is how I got into it. There was a link sent out to us and we clicked it and it put us in the group. But I'm sure that could be the same on the other end. Like if I wanted to create a group, I would just send out to emails to whoever, and then they would register for the app if they didn't have it already, or join using the account that they have. So mine is linked via my phone number. I'm not super tech savvy, but it looks like there's a couple people in the chat who might be.
And I really liked what you said about when you have your camera on, you really related it back to authenticity. You have your camera on, you start to recognize people. And when you said that you really get comfortable with that quickly, I totally expected you to say that you really get comfortable with having your camera off very quickly, because I've noticed that, especially the beginning of lockdown, I don't know if you guys really remember, it was really cool to be on camera with your pajamas on. And then there was a transition period where it was no longer cool. And I was like, but I still have my pajamas on. So do I have my camera on, or do I have my camera off? Or do I actually have to put real pants on? So now we've found a nice middle ground, but yeah, it's totally, it's such a big part of authenticity is showing up with not just your name, but also with your face. So don't be afraid of that, everybody.
Oh, of course. And to be quite honest here, I'm wearing pajama pants on the bottom, but I'm wearing my work shirt on the top. So you can have both, you can have comfort and still have fun in the meetings and look more professional if you want to. You don't really have to compromise on that, which I love. But I remember back in the spring, I was going to class and I have a bunch of onesies. I have probably about 7 of them, and I would wear a new one to each class, and they thought it was quite funny.
Oh, that would be a fantastic swag item. HF, I don't remember about that. Grizzly onesies, or I think Shauna was saying you can just get sort of the top up off of Amazon. If we could get grizzly theme one.
I agree. And then I want one.
I am down and I would buy one. So just let me know.
That's amazing. Well, does anyone, before we move away from this slide, does anyone else have suggestions about how maybe you've adapted to networking virtually? So I know we talked about a lot of virtual platforms and we talked about WhatsApp. I see lots of comments in the chat that say how great WhatsApp is and it's really easy to connect. And I know someone here had mentioned that you actually, to answer your question, Sarah, that you actually can't find groups. But I think that brings up an important point, because part of being able to get into some of these groups too is really putting yourself out there and meeting folks either in your classes or people in, the communities you are a part of. And so part of it too is you still got to put yourself out there to introduce yourself and to get the conversation going. And then maybe you get pulled into some of these opportunities to connect with a larger group. So I think our whole point and theme of this is really just, be you, but also be open to this virtual experience. It's not easy, but you start by turning your camera on. Oh my goodness, sorry, I see a little one in the screen and then I got very distracted, Adam. But this is exactly, Adam. Sure, networking with kids is also a great way because everyone just stares at you now that you have little ones on the screen.
Yeah, he requested a different spaceship, so we had to change the background. So.
Oh, very nice. So does anyone want to add anything into the chat about maybe how you like to network?
Yeah, I would like to say something.
Please,
Because
yeah.
of the COVID, everyone is turning their camera on, they're attending online classes. I think that's the thing that we're comfortable with now. We weren't used to be, but now I think we are.
It's okay. It's just a chill mix and mingle.
I am still not used to turning on my camera. Oh my gosh, it is so scary.
I'm not also, but I'm trying.
And I think that's great. I think that's the biggest thing. And I'm not sure, I couldn't see on my screen who said it's so scary to turn on your camera, but I think you're right. That was all of us. I remember when we first started in this lockdown and we turned on to this and the whole screen would be black because no one wanted to turn their cameras on. And
Yeah,
then the first person who did it was like, oh, okay, maybe I should do it too. So it's a little bit of good peer pressure that way too, to get us out of our comfort zones.
Yeah.
I heard that big is.
There's lots of people on
Look
the
how
call.
big I is.
Yeah, there's lots of people on the call.
Oh, I realized I was muted. Adam, do you want to share anything with your little one about how you network?
Well, just actually, I like all the conversation about the turning the camera on and everyone getting a little more comfortable with it. I know whenever we run sessions, my takeaway that I always try to leave everybody with is to, like, even if you don't want to have your camera on, I just encourage people to add their profile pictures to their different accounts, because when you are as a facilitator in this space as well, it's really hard gauging reactions and stuff when it's a sea of black screens, a dark screen. So even just to add your profile picture to your icons for your Microsoft and stuff, it just makes a lot. Just remembering that we are people on the other end of it is super important. And I always try to leave that as the last bit of takeaway. Like, even if you don't want to come on camera, I totally get it, but just try to maybe add your icon to it, so there is that human element attached to this virtual space.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good one to end on. Okay, so now I think we have a big enough group that we might go into some smaller groups. I don't think Julie or Simranpreet have joined us. So what I might do is, oh, Adam's heading out. Okay, I'm going to bounce between. So Alex and Sarah, I'm going to divide you up into some breakout groups. I'm going to post the fun wheel link in as well to spark some more conversation. But again, if anyone wants to talk about some other stuff going on, please feel free to do that as well. This doesn't have to be super structured. We want to hear from you so we can chat about what sessions did you like so far with Changemaker, or if you want to talk about something about Georgian College, if you want to chat with Sarah or Alex about GCSA or peer mentoring, please just be open, and we just want to hear from you. So as I figure out how to do this manually, I'm going to get Sarah and Alex to awkwardly fill the time. I just need 1 minute to organize the group.
So are we using the wheel for when we go into the breakout rooms, or could we use it now?
We can use it now if you want. I think when you go into your breakout groups, just because we have about 35 folks on the line, so not everyone will have an opportunity to answer, where when we break out, it'll be a bit more smaller groups for folks to share. But feel free to start it now just to give everyone a heads up of what it is.
Okay, well, maybe then what I'll do is I'll hold off on using the wheel. And Alex, if you agree with this, maybe if people want to either post in the chat or just turn their mics on and let us know what program you're in and where you're studying from. If you're at home, if you're here in Canada, if you're somewhere that's not home or Canada, wherever that is, feel free to jump in. I'm in the civil program right now. I actually have a dual major with the civil program and the environmental program. And I am studying from at home, like 4 minutes from the college. So I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. Alex, what about you?
So I'm this is my second program technically at the college. I did peer mentors, not peer mentors. I'm doing that now. I did pre-health last semester to get all my credits so I could make it into the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing program, which I decided during the pandemic that I was going to explore that option. I really saw the need for it, and I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare world, and that's kind of where my heart pointed to. Yeah, so I'm in my first semester of the BSCN. It's lots of fun. I do currently live in Barrie, and I'm probably like, if I were to walk, I'd be about an hour walk from the college, but I'm about a 10-minute drive. It's very, very close and accessible for me, thankfully. I know when we have quarantine check-ins with some students who came from out of country, and they would tell me like the beginning of their learning, they were learning in Nepal or India and stuff like that. And like some of their classes were at like 3 a.m. for them. And I was just like, oof, I wouldn't be able to do that one.
Does anyone else want to share?
Sure, I'll share. I'm Alicia. I attend the Barrie campus, and I'm going into my last year of architecture technology. So like I'm supposed to be on a co-op right now, but because of the pandemic, I couldn't get a co-op. So I'm doing this, and it's a lot of fun so far.
That looks like such a neat program. I walked down the hall where all of the miniatures, I don't know what you would call them, are in the display cabinets.
Oh, like upstairs in A?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that's with us. I have no idea. If it is, I'm really looking forward to that. I think that might be like our third year, because our third year is more design. So hopefully. I don't know how that's gonna work out, like doing those little projects at home. I'd rather do that in class. So yeah. It's definitely gonna be a different learning curve.
That's awesome. Does anyone else want to share?
Hi, I'm Devanshi.
Hi.
I was in the post-graduation of HR in the Georgian College, and I'm also in my last semester of my co-op. But because of this COVID, I was not able to find co-op. And so from Barrie, I shifted to Toronto. And right now I'm in Toronto. I have applied for jobs, but let's hope for the best, because it's a very tough time to apply for jobs. So let's see.
I'm crossing my fingers for you.
Yeah. I've just got an interview call tomorrow from downtown, one of the Office of Customer Service Representative. I hope it goes well.
Well,
That's
good
awesome.
luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Asia, do we have time for more, or are we moving to breakout rooms?
I was just about to ask. So I have the breakout rooms ready to go, but if folks like this larger group, we're okay to stay here too. So how is everyone feeling about this? Any thoughts? Any preferences?
I like the big group.
You like the big group? Okay, I'm going to exit out of the breakout groups then. Awesome. Because I like this. Someone else had posted in the chat too. What is your number one thing on your bucket list, which I actually love? So does anyone want to share what their number one thing on the bucket list is? Feel free to post in the chat or unmute yourself. I would love to hear it.
I want to travel the world. I want to see everything. I want to see everywhere. And like because of my program, we had a history class. And so we got to see a lot of different buildings from like different eras. And so that really fascinates me. So I'd love to go to different places, like hotspots. So like Rome, maybe like Romania, like places like that. So that's on my bucket list.
I feel like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go for it.
Go ahead. So I feel like in my bucket list, I belong from India, but I've not been to all the places in India. And India is very vast with cultures and festivals. Like every part has a different festival and a culture. So my bucket list right now is, rather than going to every different countries, I want to be going to each and every small place in my country and explore the culture, languages, and the typical food over there. Because India has a very big list of cultures, food, and everything.
That's
Absolutely.
wonderful. I love that. That is actually something that my family has identified, because of course I want to travel the world. I think many folks want to travel the world, but you don't realize where you are. And many people will say, oh, have you ever been, out east or out west? And my answer is like, no. And I don't know why. So I agree with you. I love the idea of exploring Canada and seeing what, because each province has their own little thing as well, and traditions, and each one, depending on where it's located, is very different, even just in terms of land and and what the cultures are like. So I agree with you. I love that.
I think for me, I want to travel to tropical places. I haven't been outside of Canada, and I was hoping to go to a couple places like before I started college, but then the whole COVID thing happened. So I want to go definitely like to Bora Bora. I want to go to Jamaica, Dominican Republic, everywhere. Like I just want to travel. I also want to try skydiving and like cliff jumping and all that fun stuff too.
That sounds terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Cliff diving's a lot of fun. I got to do it when I went to Australia. I got the chance, thankfully. I'm 24, so I came to college late and decided to travel before I came, and Australia was my #1 ticket item, and I crossed a lot of things off my bucket list there, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity. But I still want to travel the world. I mean, I'm going to school to be a nurse, so I can eventually end up in Doctors Without Borders, so I can travel the world helping people as well.
That's fantastic. And like, I feel like when we're talking about bucket lists, we feel like we're reaching for goals, but I think that everything that everyone's saying so far is totally attainable. And like, even in the chat, some of the things that are being said is to tour Dubai, which sounds really cool. Spend more time towards my hobby, learning guitar. Excellent. There's actually a lot of really good resources online for that. What else? Eat food prepared by my mom. That broke my heart a little. So cute.
Yum.
Visiting Vegas. Yep. Seeing my family. Another one. I said, I hope that happens for you. Owning a large house in Barrie. I think that's on everyone's bucket list.
I can relate.
Yeah. Yep. I live in the basement of one right now, and I'd love to own the whole thing.
Yeah. Owning a private jet. Yeah. Buying a house and customizing it. That's an awesome one. Learning different languages. Absolutely. Yep. They this might be totally off topic, but I just saw in an article today, if you're looking at Indigenous languages, Mohawk just released an app that's actually like a learning Mohawk language app, and it's free. And it looks really cool. It's like it has language and culture and everything all tied into it. So check it out. I'm pretty sure it's just called Mohawk language. What else do we have here?
Yeah, there's like someone said visiting their parents. I'm gonna assume back in their country, which I'm curious where you want to go back to. That one intrigues me, but I hope you get to do that sooner rather than later. It's a hard time with COVID, but also going to school in a different place.
And visiting 7 wonders of the world.
I see wedding plans potentially, which is exciting.
So is the wedding a bucket list or the plans?
Maybe both. Both. Nice. I appreciate the quick response. That was great. I want to spend a couple of months in the woods alone. Yes, I can relate with you on that for sure. My parents own a cottage way back in not way back in the woods, but what we like to call our slang way back in the boonies. But it's nice. It's just disconnected from the world. You get some alone time away from screens all of the time. So I can really appreciate that comment.
Well, especially with all this technology and everything we're doing now, right? We're all going to want to disconnect afterwards. And once we get to go back to our normal, or our new normal, but once we go back, we're all going to want that disconnect.
Just to interrupt here, I want to start a business. I want to own a business, something, but a business.
And would that be an entrepreneurial business, or would you own like a franchise?
A franchise is an option. Yeah, I would consider that. But let's see.
Is there a particular business that you're interested in? Is there something you're passionate about starting up?
I haven't decided yet, but my main concern is that I want to start a business. something related to, but I will start it in the future. Yeah.
Nice. You got to start somewhere, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Anyone else want to chime in? We can spin the wheel and see what else we get.
I was going to say, I'll share my screen and we'll spin the wheel and see what questions we got. Okay, can everyone see the wheel? The wheel of fortune. Hopefully no fortune on here, but the wheel of questions. All right. What is a skill you would like to learn and master, and why? Anyone want to take a shot at this?
I think mine is the languages again. I don't know, I really like different languages, and then that means like I can communicate with different people and like get to know them and then make more friends around the world, visit them. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's a great skill, and you never lose anything by learning a new language. Even if you're not completely fluent in it, it's still super helpful, and it gives you a better sense of the culture, I think, of whatever language you're learning, just because you kind of, I don't know, I find it more immersive. We have a request to please change the question.
Okay, new question. All right, what connects you to the world? The internet, that's
Yeah,
true.
the internet, cell phones.
I was literally just holding up my phone. I was like, although I am one of those firm believers in like walking barefoot on grass and how it connects you to the world itself and stuff like that, and how your body does release endorphins and everything like that through that just natural experience, kind of one-on-one activity with the world. When I was in Australia, I don't think I ever wore shoes. Like they don't ask you to in shopping centers or in the grocery stores. Like everybody, like most people walk barefoot. So I just started doing it too. And yeah, it was a really, really nice experience.
A few people in the chat are saying music, and that was not at all what came to
Really?
mind for me. Yeah, but I'm loving it.
I thought food first, and I don't know if it's because I'm hungry, but food for sure connects me, I think, to the world. I also just think there's so much culture and history that goes into food, so that's really exciting. And then music was the next one, yeah. But we have all these tech savvy people on here, so that's why everyone's saying internet, cell phones. I'm a part of the old folks who are still learning all of this new stuff, so I'll go with food because I'm hungry.
Asia, I will say there's a very satisfying sound that comes with this spinning of the wheel.
I know, eh? And
if you want to share that too, you can.
Oh, when's the last time you were up all night because of an idea? This is interesting. And let's keep it PG, please.
Writing my philosophy paper like on Monday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would keep me up all night as well.
And again, feel free to answer in the chat. Yesterday, and my idea was to watch a web series. Fantastic. Oh, this is a lot sooner. Sending him nonstop messages for not answering my calls. Well, we all have that one friend in the group.
My favorite is the lovely little mute button. I'll just mute my chats sometimes for the night. As soon as I go to bed, so does my phone. It's still good and then alerts me for my alarm to wake up, but everybody else that's there, they're asleep to me when I'm asleep.
I'm seeing some academic related concerns that are keeping folks up. So passing exams, expecting A+ certification by March 21st. Yeah. Okay, next question. And people, feel free to unmute yourself in chat too.
And while that's spinning, can I ask what an A+ certification is and a CCNA? Are those certifications? Are they, what are they? Okay, thank you. Specific to computer, I think. Is an A+ like a C+?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ooh, this is a good one. So Sora
The
right
first
away
one I
was like
saw was
lockdown.
and
Yeah,
I just
right
had
away.
to laugh.
Yeah.
That one it was way too real and way too soon, but very accurate. Thank you for sharing that.
I will quote Cartman on this one, and I will go with ice cream every Friday for everybody as a rule.
I love it. And Kawartha Dairy would love that as well.
Strictly Canadian made, strictly Canadian made.
What would be the first thing that you would do, Alex?
I mean, besides the ice cream thing, I like, if we're gonna go like serious route, I would honestly launch a plan to work on getting fresh water and resources to our Native Americans. They're lacking in that kind of stuff right now, and you can see it's not getting the attention that it deserves. So that's something I think I would make one of my main priorities. Even if it wouldn't make me a popular prime minister, it would help out, the people who's, made Canada who it is, like what it is. Like, this is like, they're the first people here. We got to take care of them, and that's how I've always felt. So I like, on a serious note, that's probably where I would go.
There are
On
some
that-
really good ones in the chat right now. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. On that note, I feel like we should also be, I would do more towards helping the veterans, because I feel like they don't get enough recognition as well. And I feel like a lot of them just need more help, because like I can't even imagine coming back from that, and like you're expected to be like reintegrated into society. Like, that's just absolutely mind-blowing. So I feel like that's what I would do.
That's wonderful. There's some other great ones here in the chat. Working and helping communities in lower income areas, especially around mental health for youth. I love that. Increase the minimum wage. That's funny. That was my answer on Monday. Because I also would agree with you on that. I think we're not quite at a point. We're okay when you look comparatively, but I definitely think our minimum wage should be higher. Helping our Indigenous communities and housing. I love that. Ban plastics. Also love that. So you should talk to Sarah here.
Starting.
VP Sustainability on the line here. So whoever wrote that, feel free to reach out to Sarah, who's our champion at Georgian for some of that stuff.
I know it's starting to, like, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's some really cool reduction for single-use plastics and other consumables that is coming down the line from like Tim Hortons and I don't know, like just some really cool ones that are coming down the line for a lot of the bigger chains, which is not where I thought it would start. I definitely thought it would start from sort of grassroots and local places would do it, and then it would sort of build up. But to see places, like I said, like Tim Hortons talking about the reusable mugs and everything as sort of an interchange system, I think that's just, what a wild year. Oh, it is a lot of work.
There's other alternatives as well. Like, I remember seeing this viral video going around. I think it was started in India as a project there, but they had edible food utensils. So after you finish them, they were like made of a hard cracker and you could straight up just eat it afterwards. Or you could throw it out, but it was biodegradable, so it wasn't going to hurt the environment that way. And I always thought that was beautiful. Like, I was like, I'd buy those. Like, even if they were like $1 each, I don't care. If, like, I don't use disposable forks that often enough for the price to really matter to me. But if it's helping the environment, and I mean, at the end of the day, if you were really hungry and you could go in your purse and find a fork and eat a fork, like, I think that's hilarious. So
that's
just
really
pull
cool.
out a box of forks. Like,
I was gonna say, I feel like I would snack on them.
Exactly.
I'm a snacker.
Depending on what flavors they come in, like, you never know, right?
I
You
think
get like
that's
a
awesome.
sweet one for sweet foods or whatever, and then there's like a savory fork for savory foods. Like,
I think that's awesome. Well, we are 3 minutes to the hour, and that 50 minutes flew by. Thank you everyone so much. This group was super chatty and I loved it because it makes our job easier and a lot more fun to interact with you. So thank you so much. This was wonderful. Does anyone want to share any last minute thoughts before we hit the 5 o'clock? This is an interesting session. Oh, thank you. This was just meant to spark any type of conversation. So we got a bit random, but it's awesome. It's just meant to connect with each other. So thanks so much. And I want to thank Alex and Sarah for helping facilitate or for really facilitating this. You two are rock stars. And if folks are interested in connecting with either one of them or myself, we are actively involved in the Georgian community as well. So Sarah is on GCSA Barrie, does lots of great work. Alex is on our peer mentor roster and supports a lot of students as well. So feel free to keep in touch. We're around, shoot us some emails. And if we like sessions like this, maybe we continue starting up some of these sessions throughout this rest of the schedule as well. I wish you all luck in the rest of your week in your Changemaker experience. And we just encourage you to engage, turn your cameras on, not off, unmute yourselves and connect with people and just stay safe. Thanks so much, everyone. I don't know if Alex and Sarah want to finish anything off, but I'm out. I'll mute myself.
Just to say goodbye and thanks everyone. Good luck in all of your classes. As it's being said in the chat, stay safe, stay home, and reach out if you need anything.
and same goes for me. I mean, I can't lie, it's heartwarming seeing all of this. This is one of my first times really hosting an event like this and helping out with something like this. Like I've done the in-person swag pickup day, which was a lot of fun, but it's really nice to interact with everybody online and create this platform for everyone. So thanks for coming to hang out with us and chat with us. It was really fun.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Good night. Go get some dinner. Thanks for sharing all your great ideas and thoughts with us. And we had a lot of fun with you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.